Hello guys, in this video we are going to discuss about the bromination of alkenes. So bromination of alkenes is a very famous organic reaction and which is one of the oldest organic reactions. So if we take a alkene, let's say 2-butene, and we subject this molecule towards the reaction with bromine in, let's say, solvent like carbon tetrachloride, then this product molecule will form after the reaction is completed. So one can easily quantify or easily observe that the reaction is taking place by observing the changing in color. Initially, due to the presence of bromine in carbon tetrachloride, the solution will be of brown color, and as reaction will proceed, the color will change, the color will fade, and at the end, when the reaction is complete, the reaction mixture will be eventually colorless. So this is one of the way you can confirm that bromination is actually taking place. Another way of determining is spectrochemical method, such as 1H NMR mass spectroscopy. You can actually quantify that these two bromine atoms are attached with this, or these bromine atoms are present in the final product. So this is a example of electrophilic addition reaction of alkenes. Electrophilic addition of alkenes. So which one is the electrophile in this case? The electrophile obviously is the bromine molecule. And the nucleophile will be then the alkene molecule itself. So here essentially what is happening is this double bond of the alkene is reacting with this bromine molecule, and the pi orbital or the pi bond is dissociating, and after the reaction it is forming 2 carbon bromine bond in the product molecule. So what is the mechanism of this reaction? As an organic chemist, the mechanism is very important to us. So before we go to the mechanism, we need to discuss some experimental evidences which are previously carried out by several groups of scientists in order to confirm the exact route of the bromination reaction. So one of the experimental finding is when the reaction is carried out in presence of other nucleophiles for, let's say, chloride ion, or in presence of water molecule, the desired product is obtained, as well as another product is obtained, where one bromine is now replaced by the nucleophile present in the reaction medium. So if the nucleophile is chloride, then chloride will be in this position, and if water molecule is present, then OH will be in this position. So what this suggests is the reaction should proceed via a intermediate which initially forms a carbon bromine bond, and after that the second carbon bromine bond takes place. So obviously the bromine will be present as Br minus. The second bromine of this bromine molecule, molecular bromine, will present as Br minus in the reaction medium. So now if Cl minus and water molecule are also present, then there will be a competition between these three nucleophiles. These three are nucleophiles, and the intermediate in our case will be a electrophile. So among these three nucleophile, if Br minus attacks the intermediate, then we will get our desired product. But if Cl minus or H2O attacks the intermediate, then we will get this additional product, where one bromine is replaced by either OH or Cl. So this confirms that the reaction is proceeding via two steps, not one step. The next experimental evidence is that there are two possible pathways of this reaction. In the first pathway, the bromine molecule can react with this alkene in a anti-fashion. What does that mean? That means one bromine will make a bond from the top face of this molecular plane, and another bromine will come from the bottom face of this molecular plane. So this will generate this compound as our product. So we can see that this compound is a meso compound. So how to verify that? To verify that, we have to adjust the atoms or groups in this molecule by rotating about this carbon-carbon sigma bond. And then we can arrive at this conformation. So here you can see that this molecule contains a sigma plane. One half of this molecule, let's say this half of this molecule, is the exact mirror image of the another half of this molecule. These type of molecules are called meso compounds, which are optically inactive, and one half of this compound is, let's say, if the configuration of this half is R, another half will be of S configuration. For example, in this case, let us find out the configuration of this carbocation of this carbon center. So bromine will be number 1 priority group, then this big group will be of 2, and methyl will be 3. So 1, 2, 3 clockwise direction. If we look from this angle, hydrogen is below the plane, so it will be of R configuration, and this will be 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 anti-clockwise if we look from this angle, and obviously it will be of S configuration. So you can see that this half is the enantiomeric form of this half. So what will happen is these two will eventually nullify each other's optical activity, and this type of nullifying is called internal compensation. Okay, so if we draw the structure in Fischer projection, this will be the structure. Here you can see that this is the sigma plane, and these two halves are mirror images to each other. Now another pathway is when the bromine addition takes place from the same face of this molecular plane. Let's say the bromine addition is taking place from the top face. then what will happen? Both bromine atoms will be in the same side in the product molecule. This product will form. So if we again adjust the position of the atoms or groups, this will be methyl. So now if we adjust, then we will attain this conformation. So you can see in this time there is no sigma plane between these two carbon atoms. So this is no more a meso compound. So this is a product molecule of two possible products. This is one product. Another product will be this one. So if we draw the Fischer projection formula of these two compounds, the first one, that is this one, will be like this. And the second compound, which is this one, will look like this. This particular compound is called L form, and this particular compound called D form. D for dextrorotatory and L for levorotatory. And you can also see that they are mirror images to each other. This molecule is a mirror image to this molecule and they are not superimposable. Okay. So if the syn addition of bromine molecule takes place in the olefin, then DL pair will form as the product. And if anti-addition takes place, then meso compound will be the product. So what was found that the meso compound is actually formed after the reaction, after the bromination. So what does this suggest is that the reaction is actually taking place in an anti pathway. That is, one bromine atom forming a bond from top face of this molecular plane. Another bromine is forming the new bond from the bottom face of this molecular plane. Okay. Let us discuss the third experimental finding. This group or this molecule is called adamantane. If a alkene contains this type of substituent, then it will be sterically very unapproachable. That is, nucleophile or electrophile will face severe steric repulsion during the reaction. So now one reacts this olefin, where the double bond is in this position, with molecular bromine, then the product is found to be the cyclobromonium. This cyclobromonium ion was found to be the product, and this Br minus is present as the counter anion with this cationic species, and no further reaction takes place. This compound is actually isolated and characterized via X-ray analysis. So this is a very important experimental finding which actually confirms the mechanistic pathway involved in bromination reaction. So here we can see that the first step is the formation of a bromonium ion, and then nucleophilic attack can take place at either of these two carbon center. In this case, the steric effect is preventing the Br minus to attack at these two carbon center, and thereby no further reaction is taking place. So now if we consider our mechanism, it will be very easy for us to understand the mechanism. So our starting material is 2-butene, which is reacting with bromine molecule or molecular bromine. So the first step will be the formation of of this bromonium intermediate. So to explain the formation of this bromonium intermediate, one can suggest a curve arrow notation for this particular step. If the double bond attacks nucleophilically this bromine center, Br minus will eventually leave the system. This will form this carbocation. After that, a neighboring group participation will take place by this bromine atom by sharing its one of the lone pairs, which will lead to the formation of this bromonium ion. Another way is one can simultaneously show the formation of this bromonium ion in one step. That is, for the first step is the initial attack by the double bond, and the bromine atom will then form simultaneously a single bond with this carbocation, and during this process Br minus will essentially leave. So this is another route towards the bromonium ion. So modern chemistry textbooks suggest this pathway, and older books suggest this pathway. So you can follow either of this pathway, but you have to remember that this cyclobromonium is actually forming in the reaction. So you have to highlight this during showing your mechanism. So after the formation of this bromonium ion, let us consider the bromonium ion in a Sawhorse projection formula. So it will be the Sawhorse projection formula for the bromonium ion. After that, the Br minus, which is present in the reaction medium as a nucleophile, will now can attack from either this carbon center or to this carbon center. If it attacks this carbon center, then this product will form. And if it attacks this carbon center, then this product will form. So you can easily see that these compounds are essentially same. So if you adjust the groups or atoms by rotating via this carbon-carbon single bond, then you can arrive at this conformation. So this is the mesoform. In the same way, it is also the mesoform. Rotation around this single carbon-carbon single bond. Like this. So this also contains a sigma plane. So this is the mechanism, the overall mechanism of bromination reaction. So if you want to consider the HOMO-LUMO interaction during the reaction, so one thing we have to remember that the nucleophile here is the double bond. So since it is nucleophile, so it is basically donating its electron pair, one of its electron pair from its molecular orbital to the electrophile, which is bromine molecule in our case. So the HOMO molecular orbital for this double bond or for this compound will be the pi bonding orbital. So what will be the picture of this pi bonding orbital? It will look like this. So this is one phase of the wave function and this is another phase of the wave function. These phases are different, so that's why there exists a nodal plane. And the LUMO, since this is a electrophile, so it must accept the electron pair from the alkene molecule to its LUMO orbital, which is the lowest unoccupied molecular orbital. Here also the pictorial depiction of the LUMO orbital will be this one. This will be the sigma star orbital of the bromine-bromine single bond. So if this is in this phase, it will be in opposite phase and it will be in opposite phase. So during the reaction, this HOMO orbital of alkene will essentially react with this LUMO orbital of the bromine-bromine sigma star. So what it will look like? It will look like this. So this will be the initial interaction between the HOMO of the alkene molecule and the LUMO of the bromine-bromine sigma bond. And after that, our desired cyclobromonium ion will form. One more interesting aspect of cyclobromonium ion is that the octet of this bromine atom is fulfilled. If you consider the outer electronic configuration, then this bromine atom contains total 8 electrons in its outermost shell. These two lone pairs are contributing 4 electrons and these two bond pair also contributing 4, and total 8 electrons are there, and that's why its octet is fulfilled. But if you consider its conjugating form, that is the carbocation, then it is in the sextate configuration. You all know that it is a carbonium ion and it has 6 electrons in its outermost shell. So that's why the bromine eventually participate in neighboring group participation and thereby form this stable bromonium ion during the reaction. So that's it for this video. I will come with more examples and question answers regarding the bromination of alkenes in the next videos. Thank you for watching. If you got any valuable discussion in this video, then please subscribe to this channel. It will help me a lot to provide more useful content to you. Thank you again. See you in the next video.